Now that Steve is well and truly done, it's time for the one and I know many of you have all been waiting for. I'm gonna waste no time, let's head straight to Classic Mode. It is time to destroy everything.
Sephiroth.
So firstly I just want to check what his alternate costumes are. Vaguely purple, slightly greenish grey, reddish. I wonder if that's like Advent Children-ish. Yeah, they don't really change him all that much, but like, let's be honest, Sephiroth doesn't really need many changes. I'm glad none of them change his hair either. His hair is pretty iconic. And then we all have, as, you know, Hellfire Comms would say, no shirt for no reason, Sephiroth. Which you probably shouldn't play as, because canonically, shirtless Sephiroth dies in one hit. But, anyway. Now, I'm gonna put this on the lowest intensity, because before I actually attempt this for real, there's something that I have to do. That was for Kingdom Hearts 2 Super Boss. Okay, for real this time. So, yeah. As a kid, Sephiroth destroyed me repeatedly in Kingdom Hearts 2. I still haven't beat him to this day, but if I ever replay that game, I probably would be able to. I don't think his fight is that bad compared to most KH Super Bosses, it's just that the game, like, on the lower difficulties, doesn't really teach you how to use KH2's battle system all that well, and Sephiroth is, like, the one fight you actually need to know the battle system for. Okay, so he kind of glides along the floor, that's pretty cool. Okay, he does some kicks for his normal attack. Okay, that's a smash. Before I do anything else, I should probably, I probably should have reflected that. I have a feeling I have a reflect. Tilt attacks, okay, yes, as I expected. Whoa, holy crap, that up tilt. Yeah, tilt attacks have a lot of reach on them. Sliding kick. Backwards tilt. Okay, so yes, a lot of reach on those tilts, especially up tilt. Ah, I didn't quite hit him in the head there. Dashing attack does like a dark explosion, which is pretty cool. It's been a while since I fought Rathalos, so forgive me if I get destroyed here a little bit. I'm still figuring out Sephiroth's moveset, because I have actually not watched the Sakurai Presents video on him. Oh wow, Rathalos is surprisingly low on health. Okay, so my standard B seems to be Flare. Oh, and I can... Okay, well, I guess now's a good time for a full charge. Oh, but that's pretty short range, the fully charged version. I don't know if you can detonate it early, but I think that's Flare. Also, I've gone One Winged Angel, it looks like, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, the shorter, yeah, the less charged version is longer range. That's interesting. Yeah, down B is Reflect. I forget if Reflect exists in any FF game besides Kingdom Hearts. Well, yeah, I'm gonna redo that. Or I could use a ticket. Nah, it's better to restart. I'm just getting a feel for his moveset, mostly. But, yeah, I'm gonna call it Reflectgar, because he's Sephiroth, he should have, like, the highest tier version of Reflect, even though most FF games only have one form of it. Actually, not even sure how Reflect works in FF7 itself. Because I have extremely limited experience with FF7, I haven't even tried Side B. Okay. Well, I'm not sure we'll figure out what that does, because I think Sephiroth's classic mode is a boss rush, and that looks like a command grab, so I don't really know if, yeah, and I'm just gonna call this Dark Fire Arga, even though that's a Kingdom Hearts thing too. As you can probably tell, my main experience with Sephiroth comes from Kingdom Hearts, his appearance as a super boss in those games. But he's a pretty awesome super boss in those games, so I think that kind of still qualifies. Oh, that didn't stun you. There we go. Slow motion epic taunt. Yep, so this is basically like all of the bosses. And I kind of feel like this reminds me a bit of like that edgy comic, like Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. This is basically Sephiroth kills the Smash Universe, or at least its bosses. I don't know if Reflect works on physical attacks. And I feel like this is not going to be like the biggest demonstration of Sephiroth's strengths in terms of one-on-one, like, standard battles. And there we go. That was pretty easy. Okay, let's try a side taunt this time. Okay. It's just a Masamune hold like that. Apparently, I think his sword is actually called Masamune, even though that's like an obtainable weapon in many other Final Fantasy games. I think in 12 it had a pretty high chance. Wow, it's been so long since I fought Marx. I completely forgot he was a boss in this game. I can just imagine, like, Marx is like one of the classic surprise, creepy Eldritch Abomination bosses, and then Sephiroth is like, dude, you are an amateur. You are a foolish child compared to me. This is actually kind of cool, honestly, seeing Sephiroth completely demolish all of these seemingly dark, edgy villains. Are you going to split your head in half? No, you're going to use the Hyper Beam. Okay, that's wider than I remember it being. Oh, downward thing. My aerials also seem to have pretty good reach, especially my side aerial. Neutral air is another snap. I wonder if people are already making Thanos memes. I can probably reflect those too. Teleport spam. Oh, great. That's gonna probably destroy me. Okay, well, my wing's out. Oh, and of course, down air, otherwise known as down aireth. You know, if you thought for Joker's neutral special, he wields a gun, was edgy, for Sephiroth's down air, he kills Aerith. Now down taunt. Sephiroth looks down at the ground, because the ground is more of a threat than what he just fought. Honestly, this is incredibly cathartic. I'm really liking this classic mode. And now Sephiroth versus Dracula, the matchup that I'm sure many people have wanted to see. This is like the ultimate insane fan fiction. This is pretty great. Didn't actually mean to parry those, but I guess I accidentally parried because, you know, he's Sephiroth, and if there's anyone who can accidentally do a frame-perfect counter, it's him. I accidentally did a frame-perfect counter. That's from a blindfolded punch-out run. That was amazing. Okay, I've also kind of forgot about Dracula because I haven't fought him in ages too. Swarm of bats. Easily blocked. And heads down, but now he's going to turn into Super Monster Dracula. And now that. Like that's probably like Mega Flare or something, but I'm just going to call it Dark Fire Arga because, again, Kingdom Hearts. Is Dark Fire Arga exclusively a Riku thing, or does Xehanort use it too? I feel like Xehanort uses it in some of his versions. I mean, there have been bajillions of versions of Xehanort, so obviously at least one of them would probably have used Dark Fire Arga at some point. Oh, dismissing the reflect does damage too. That's cool. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a great shot of Sephiroth impaling Dracula through that area with his sword. So yeah, I'm actually not sure, like, in terms of Sephiroth's launching power, like, how that works. I guess we'll have to play Spirit Board to do that. Sephiroth versus Ganon. I haven't fought many of these bosses in a while. I still like Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. I mean, Ocarina of Time Ganon. Or Ocarina of Time Beast Ganon. Yeah, so I'm still not sure exactly how Sephiroth's up B works. Okay. Oh, I had to hit his tail. Totally forgot about that. Of course, Sephiroth's sword is so long, it can probably hit his tail through there. Yeah, that was gonna break. That attack was quite long. It's funny, this is totally unrelated, but I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition lately, and I keep trying to mash out of topple and daze. I'm pretty sure you can't do that in that game. Aha, the easily telegraphed dash attack, which I still got hit by the end portion of. Come on, let me hit your tail, please. Oh yeah, I had a feeling that had a slight backward hitbox. That could have been disastrous. Aha, evil Skyward Strike. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing super well here, but that's probably because I'm, not very experienced at fighting Prince Darkness Ganon. So I haven't actually fought him in ages. Projectiles get your tail? Doesn't look like it. Neither does that. He's so big, it's hard to jump over him, and then I went right. Aha! Thou art stunned. Is this the actual Ganondorf final boss theme from Ocarina of Time? I don't think it is, actually. Okay, let me see. Aha, I can, well, I can totally demolish that projectile, but I can't reflect it. Aha, air dodge. Oh, that almost got me with the backwards hit facing hitboxes. Ah, teleport. Why did that launch me backwards? Okay, then. Please don't jump away. Okay, good. There, wait, no. Okay, but nah, he's definitely dead now. There we go. However, that probably didn't get me a very good score. I like how they delayed saying game until the explosion finished. Like a lot of Zelda bosses, he has an overly long explosion. Oh, Giga Bowser again! Like, I forgot... Because, like, I wish more of the DLC characters use bosses other than Master Hand. It really says something that it's been so long since I fought these bosses, because I've really only been fighting Master Hand and occasionally Rathalos lately. Ah, good. A boss that's vulnerable in places that aren't their tail or their head. I'm glad they brought Giga Bowser back up. That wasn't a good idea. Oh, that's kind of chargeable. That's interesting. Don't know many people besides Link and Donkey Kong who have a chargeable up B. That's actually really cool. Aha, my darkness is much darker than your... Nope. Nope. Yeah, he did not take kindly to my, to me trying to use Kill Aerith on him. I keep thinking like my side B is some kind of a dashing attack, but yeah. Okay, I absolutely must not lose this twice. Okay, Reflect is a thing that... Oh, nice shot, wow. Yeah, that is actually a very interesting neutral special. It's longer range the less you charge it. That probably wasn't a great score, though. And now we interrupt this boss massacre, for Sephiroth runs away from a black hole. Yeah, wow, he's actually quite fast. I didn't expect him to be this fast. It's kind of funny because usually you expect the villains to be big, like, slow, powerful characters, while the heroes to be more of the light, fragile speedster type. But with Cloud and Sephiroth, it's kind of the reverse. Cloud's the power guy, and Sephiroth is the fast finesse guy, which again makes sense with like the weapons they use. But it's a very interesting twist on the usual hero-villain dynamic in these kind of. Oh right, the sideways wall impale sword thing. That's the name of that attack. But yeah, I saw that in the trailer, so I guess you can stick your sword in walls and do that. Gotta remember not to do that in situations where it's bad for you, like that. Well, I got over 10,000, 100,000 at least. I usually consider anything over 100,000 in that minigame to be somewhat decent. And of course, the hands. I mean, we fought all of the other bosses before the hands. I wish more Classic mode use Marks. You just rarely ever see him in Classic mode. I think, weirdly enough, Pac-Man fights... Oh, and it's on Sephiroth's stage, too. Of course it is. And yeah, it's like, Master Hand and Crazy Hand are like, wait a minute, why is his boss theme playing? That's actually pretty awesome. It's just like, it reminds me a lot of... Not this is meant to be a reference or anything, but it's like how if you bring Magus to the fight with Queen Zeal and Chrono Trigger, his boss theme starts playing instead of hers. It's always really cool when you get those moments in video games where it feels like you are the boss. I know there's like one of those in, I don't know if it was fully intentional, there's one of those in one of the Trails of Cold Steel games where you have a character who's so overpowered that like basically they're the boss for that particular fight, and it's pretty cathartic. But yeah, it's always kind of awesome when you have that. Nope, nope. Ah! Oh, I wanted to deal the final blow with, wait a minute, can I? Can I? He's stunned. He's stunned! Yes! I think technically, okay, so technically speaking though, this might be an FF7 spoiler, but I don't actually think Sephiroth was the one who killed Aerith. I think it was actually Genova using a Sephiroth clone. I forget, but like I've heard it said that Sephiroth wasn't actually the one who killed Aerith. Oh, so close.
Wow, incredible.
At least I know continued Master Hand and Crazy Hand. If I'd done a little better in some of the earlier fights, I could have got 99, but yeah. That's, okay, yeah, I have to hand it to them. Oh, it's Genova's theme, is that? You know, I'm actually impressed. I'm glad they didn't go for One Winged Angel for the credits music for Sephiroth. They could have easily done that, but yeah, this fits. We already had it playing for Master and Crazy, so yeah. So again, like, really fun classic mode and probably a great form of stress relief. Sephiroth just completely demolishing all the bosses. That's pretty great, because, like, I forget it, because I know that he's a super boss in Kingdom Hearts, but I feel like he's been a super boss in at least one other game. I know there was this really obscure game that Cloud and Sephiroth showed up as guest characters in on the PlayStation 1, was it? Like a fighting game or something? Then, of course, there's the City of Final Fantasy, but anyway, so I'm very, very happy at this inclusion, and people have made memes about the fact that Cloud just can't go anywhere without Sephiroth finding him. Kingdom Hearts, Sephiroth finds him, the City of Final Fantasy, well, that's kind of obvious. I mean, just about every single crossover, and then, yeah, now Smash, and also now finally it's come full circle, because at the end of the Super Boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, Cloud and Sephiroth both, like, just disappear, and Sora says they've gone off to another world to fight another battle, but not their home world. Well, now we know where they went. I like to think this canonically takes place right after, yeah, the Super Boss in Kingdom Hearts 2. Speaking of which, I'm still not sure if Sora will ever get in. I know people want him, but there is the licensing issues, because I think he is technically a Disney character. Like, even, World of Final Fantasy, I think, had to credit Disney when they included him as a summon. So yeah, that's possibly a pipe dream, especially since we already have 2 Square Enix characters. 3 if you count the hero, who is a Square Enix character, even though he was originally from Enix before they merged with Square, but anyway. But yeah, like, as you can tell, I'm not, like, the biggest FF7 fan. I barely know anything about it, and I originally wanted my first exposure to that game to be the remake, but then it turned out the remake's actually quite different to the original story. So, I don't know, I hate the translation of the original game. I think the remake does a great job with the characters. They all seem amazing in the remake. But, yeah, I still am a bit turned off by the action RPG gameplay. I kind of would have preferred a straight remake of 7 with its original battle system intact, but oh well. I'm sure the remake is still pretty good as a game. But anyway, I obviously know a ton about Sephiroth through pop cultural osmosis, though. Shall I give you this pear? This is totally a pear, not a black hole. That's probably a reference to something, I don't know, because there's also Advent Children, which I've never seen and I haven't heard great things about, personally. Groudon, okay. Well, I mean, there is, like, he is fought in somewhere called the Northern Cave, which I still like. I'm a little disappointed. Like, why is the final dungeon of Final Fantasy VII just called Northern Cave? Like, why? That's such a boring final dungeon name. Anyway, it's spirit time. By spirits, I mean, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, but you're up first. Defeat the main... Oh, of course there's a Cloud ally, and of course it's on the Fountain of Dreams. See, again, I've never played FF7, but I know all of these references due to pop cultural osmosis. Favors side specials. Oh, okay, I guess magic, and then healed after a while because Aerith's the White Mage. I remember how Aerith is like... oh, hey, Aerith has like a final limit break, but you'll never ever get to use it. I would have said something there about the remake, but like... Also, this remix is amazing. Again, I haven't even played FF7 and I still recognize Aerith's theme just because I've seen the boss fight, and I love how... I have a shell, okay. I love how, guess we finally get to figure out his launch power. Oh, that's the teleport behind you attack! Okay, so you teleport them behind you. Oh, okay. Cloud's gone. You know you're just making yourself really easy to reflect. And here I am totally failing at it. Yeah, there's a part of this song that sounds like it's like a triumphant reprise of the Sephiroth song. Speaking of which, something that I actually find kind of interesting as well is that everyone considers One-Winged Angel to be Sephiroth's theme these days. But it was only like, I still find it interesting that it's only the, I haven't even tried his throws either, but okay, I guess I put like a Hexblade's curse on them, I guess. So yeah, that sort of becomes a melee attack when it's used close up. Interesting. Okay, get over here. Get over here so I can finish this properly. Okay, that has pretty bad range for a, but I mean, his sword's pretty thin. There we go. Finished it properly. Auto heal makes sense, but anyway, what I was saying was, oh yeah, so apparently Sephiroth's theme is actually supposed to be those chosen by the planet, but of course nobody cares about that song anymore and it's all about One-Winged Angel, which was only the song for the last phase of the final boss fight in the original game. Fast final, oh, that would be fun, because I haven't even seen his final smash yet. Increase attack power, increase move speed, and a Mii Brawler. Of course, you're a Tifa Mii Brawler, my guess is, unless you don't have that if you don't have the DLC installed. Of course, it's the normal battle thing. Oh no, actually no, I think it is, I don't have the DLC, so that's not specifically the, why do I have a gun? Sephiroth needs no guns. You're pretty aggressive though, I'll give you that. Speaking of which, something that I find really interesting about the dynamic between Aerith and Tifa is that Tifa's the physical brawler, but of the two of them, and Aerith's the white mage, but of the two of them, Tifa's the more stereotypically feminine one, and Aerith is the tomboy. Which, like, again, it's actually surprisingly subversive of typical gender roles for the time. It's just kind of interesting the way they did that. Okay, that's a close or no? You're probably gonna try and punish me. Or shall I give you despair? Death by math. Oh! It just stuns, it doesn't kill. Wait a minute. That's because Supernova is a fixed damage attack in the original... Okay, so this is actually another weird piece of trivia that I know about FF7 via pop cultural osmosis, even though I've never played the game. So, in the English version, not only is Supernova's animation longer, which leads to the whole time to make a sandwich meme, but I believe in the English version, Supernova is a percentage attack, like gravity, so it can't actually kill you, despite the fact that it destroys an entire solar system. In the Japanese version, it was not percent-based, so it could actually kill you. Huh, I wonder if those other two are meant to represent, like... I wouldn't say, like, Biggs and Wedge, because... Are they Biggs and Wedge? I forget exactly who Barrett's, like, subordinates are. Barrett? Oh, wow. Oh, there he is! Okay, that's a pretty good likeness, even without the DLC. Oh, I was expecting it to explode into cross shape. Okay, so it doesn't straight up reflect the projectile. Gotta use my tilt attacks more, actually. I really love that up tilt. Of course, a lot of explosives appear. Of course, that didn't actually kill you. I was about to say that that did, but it, well, didn't. There we go. Okay, yes, okay, I know I'm probably not playing him that well, and I don't even know how his One-Winged Angel mechanic works, but I'm having a lot of fun with this guy. He's incredibly fun, and I guess another thing that I could go into as well is that people surprisingly didn't complain that much, considering that, you know, he's an anime swordsman. But I mean, like, people, you know, Armor Knight Sephiroth, I could be an Armor Knight and a Swordmaster at the same time. But yeah, people, I love this Cosmo Canyon remix, by the way. This is amazing. This is just so great. I love that they have new remixes. Oh, by the way, oh no, I'm Armor Knight. I can't easily walk off ledges due because I'm not fast. So I believe if I charge that and then aim it sideways, I can walk off ledges you. I do That's Enough from Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, he probably had that attack in his original appearance, but what do I know? I mostly know him through Kingdom Hearts. That's the attack where you have to press, like, the reaction commands to guard it, but some people, for swag points, go for... Why is it this music? Some people, for style points, dodge roll it, even though the timing is much tighter, and if you miss, you instantly die if you're on critical mode, but yeah, speedrunners love to do the swag dodge roll of that attack. So, I'm not really... Of course, I get 9'd immediately. Yeah, that totally is That's Enough. Oh, of course, they spam that because Kate Sith, or how do you pronounce it? Like Kaishi or something? Because it's Scottish, or Celtic at least. But, because he uses luck-based attacks in his original appearance. Oh, that can go far. Well, yeah, I mean, it was my fault for being open to that, but again, that's not entirely my fault, because that was entirely luck-based. Does he have, like, higher luck in getting 9s or something? Yeah, I know that slots can be kind of broken, because you can sort of pause buffer to get what you want. I know that there's a character I completely... Oh, Setsa? Is it Setsa in FF6 who uses a slot attack as well? I don't know if that one's bufferable. I know that, that Setsa has one of the possible reels is an automatic game over. Okay, I swear, they must have increased luck on that. Either that, or just, like, the fact they spam it so much means they're bound to get it eventually. This is actually pretty annoying. I mean, they need to kill off those stupid Game & Watchers before they decide to just 9 me into oblivion. Oh, I was just thinking about, like, Trio of 9 / Quartet of 999, which doesn't exist in FF7. Even though there's, definitely other things. My main exposure to FF7 was, Garland the Great's challenge runs, where he does some really ridiculous things, like, no sphere grid, no materia, no summons. I think probably, I know I've mentioned this before when I talked about Cloud in Classic Mode, I think, but I think my personal favorite is limit breaks only. You would think that'd make the game easier, but actually no, because it means, like, no healing outside of healing limit breaks, and there aren't a lot of those in the game. Especially after, spoilers, happens to Aerith. Don't really know about Kaishi, or however you pronounce his name, other than the fact that, oh, I would say, but that's a huge spoiler for FF7, but yeah. Hey, it's Sid, I mostly know you through Kingdom Hearts as well, and how you have a weird hillbilly accent for some reason, although I feel like that's what... Why were you giving me Buzz? Anyway, I'm sure, Futaba would be fangirling over getting to be a support for Sephiroth in this. Anyway, hostile assist trophies increase jump power, because aren't you like a Dragoon in the original appearance or something? Is he even... I don't think he's a party member in 7. At least I don't think so. Like, I kind of forget if he is or not. Oh, look, it's Link McLinkington. Get over here, Link McLinkington, so I can... Nah, I'm not going to walk off ledges him. For some reason, I wasn't jumping properly. Oh, that is a fun attack. Not entirely sure what music's playing now, either. So, can I... That looks like a pretty fun, upwards KOing tool, much like Meta Knight, actually. Probably not as broken. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, that looks really fun. Anyway, I forget, like, I know there's, like, a mission that involves a rocket in that. Okay, who do I go for? Wow, there's a lot of these spirits. Okay, then I guess I'll go for this guy next. The Final Fantasy character that I know, like, the least about. I think they basically just designed this guy as an homage to classic horror movies, and I don't know much about Vincent because he's a completely optional party member, from what I've heard. And I don't really see him used in many challenge runs either, and I don't think he's super plot relevant as well, so... Yeah, I think he is some kind of like part beast though, given that he's represented by Wolf here. I think he can transform into monsters. Like, again, I barely know anything about him, because, like, again, he's optional, he's... Oh, I have a Franklin badge. I was like, can Sephiroth's sword reflect projectiles? But no, it's because I have a Franklin badge. Aha, caught you, except not really. Giant and defense up, yeah. I think, like, doesn't his gimmick involve transforming into monsters or something? Don't even know what that is. Is that Doom? But anyway, that's still kind of cool. So yeah, like, if anyone could tell me about Vincent, maybe without spoilers, because in case I decide to play the remake games and he appears in a later remake. Because, yeah, he's interesting. Like, I've always found him interesting, but also, yeah, they gave Cloud Vincent's outfit in Kingdom Hearts 1, or at least an outfit inspired by Vincent, because I think, like, someone on the development team wanted Vincent, and then someone else wanted Cloud because they're more iconic, and then they decided, okay, let's split the difference. Let's go Cloud with Vincent's outfit. Also, the enemy is easily distracted by items. Items will be pulled towards the enemy. Yuffie was originally the trope namer for So Long and Thanks for All the Gear. It was originally called Wutai Theft. That's a TV tropes thing, by the way. And Yuffie, like, again, Yuffie showed up in Kingdom Hearts, so I know her a lot more than I do Vincent, but she was also optional, I think. You know, to be honest, I kind of wish more RPGs these days did optional party members. They're actually kind of cool if done right. The problem, though, with optional party members is they can suffer from Fire Emblem syndrome, and it can be like, you know, well, because this character doesn't have to be in your party, then we're not going to write any story scenes with them in mind, so they're just going to have nothing to do, other than just, oh, hey, if I'm in this scene at the... Or, you know, to quote a fan translation, I'm supposed to say something if I'm alive here, but it hasn't been translated yet. Uh-oh. That was almost bad. But yeah, like, you get the idea. Like, I think that's why a lot of RPGs don't do optional party members, because they're like, you know, they can easily suffer from that whole syndrome of, hi, I'm Yuffie and I'm in this scene. But, you know, like, it's a decent idea, and it's kind of... Like, I feel like one of the last RPGs I played that had optional party members like that was, weirdly enough, Sonic Chronicles with, Omega and Cream. Was Cream optional in that game? I think she was. She was, like, the most broken healer, if I remember correctly. Oh, this is gonna be really cruel. Sephiroth murders Chocobos. So, yeah, more stuff that I can say about... I guess I can say more about, like, the fandom's reactions, because I am incredibly happy that Sephiroth is in Smash Bros, because he... Ow, shield break. He is pretty... Oh, I don't even have the DLC, so he's just like a Goku. That's pretty funny. But, yeah, what I was saying, though, was that, like, he is, like, one of the most iconic video game villains of all time. So, like, he totally deserves to be in this. And, like, it's kind of bizarre, the fact that we have so many swordsmen in Smash, and yet, I legitimately think Sephiroth is the first swordsman villain we actually have in the game. Which, like, I'm really amazed at that, considering the sheer number of them. No, don't attack the chicken. Yeah, I'm probably not being, like, the most technical with him, but Sephiroth is so fun to use. What are you doing? Get back here so I can use my sword to baseball you away. There we go, down stab. That was, surprisingly not that great a showing for such an easy spirit, but oh well. Okay, I think I'll go for the summons last. I might go for these guys first. Oh, you are a Turks! I believe is a line from the translation of, FF7, the original translation. Along with such gems as, that's how you'll fool them, and I think Dilly Dally Shilly Shally is actually a legit translation from what I remember. I think, like, Let's Mosey as well is, like, an attempt at, like, a Woolseyism, because, like, what he said in Japanese was also really casual, despite, like, the seriousness of the situation. Ah. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, that's a lot of them. I didn't realize there were this many Turks. I know, like, Reno and Rude, and then I don't really remember many of the others. Yeah, I don't really know much about how, like, who the Turks are or how they work, but I know they're like a quirky mini-boss squad. I'm also getting comboed quite heavily. Now they're getting comboed. Well, not comboed, but just... Oh, only one of them died. Oh, no! Oh. I love that attack so much! Wow, okay. Oh. Oh, okay, there's one more. Oh, right, Rufus Shinra, of course. Don't know why he's Robin. Ah, there we go. Aha, I thought that you dodged that, but my sword is long. Flower? Okay. Well, that was incredibly stupid. I noticed, like, a second too late, I was like, I'm gonna hit the rocket and blow myself up, aren't I? And then it happened. Yeah, so despite all of my pop cultural osmosis about FF7, I don't really know much about, like, for example, I didn't even realize there were 4 Turks, not 3. I know who Rufus Shinra is, though. I know he has that boss fight with the dog. And that he's like the corrupt corporate executive. And the one that you think is going to be the main villain. Then, oops, surprise, Sephiroth is actually the villain, even though that's totally obvious to everyone these days. Can you, like, imagine playing FF7 for the first time, like back when it was new, and not knowing how popular or iconic of a character Sephiroth would be? Oh, I was trying to hit the bomb and combo with that. But, like, yeah, like, imagine thinking, oh, hey, the villain is just gonna be this company. It's not gonna be this failed experiment who wants to be... Like, I didn't even know much about Sephiroth's motivations or goals, other than that he likes to troll Cloud, which is an aspect of him that many adaptations have flanderized. That was a bad idea. Oh, right, okay, yeah, so this is the song that I actually have on, like, 0 frequency on this, on the Sephiroth stage, just because I don't like this remix. It's very, very generic rock-ish, and it just is just like a loud droning guitar that I just don't think is particularly pleasant to listen to, in my opinion. No, that's a fake one. And it got me anyway. Ah. Oh! Back dodged it. Really? Oh! No, 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 no. Oh, okay. Wow, that one took quite a while, actually. Just by the time you get through the other 4, your percentage is so high that you basically have to no damage the last one. Okay, final gauntlet, the 3 summons. And honestly, yeah, I think it's completely fitting that, that Ifrit is Bowser. That makes perfect sense. I don't actually think I've played a ton of FF games with, with Ifrit in them. Mostly 10. I know that 12 Revenant Wings actually added Ifrit into the game when the original 12 didn't have him. It had its own fire summon. And I've also discovered that you can actually hold down the button to increase the range of... I still have... Oh, okay, so they explode eventually. So it's like a delayed thing. Move speed up. Ifrit's not really known for being fast in most of his Final Fantasy appearances. Yeah, that was pretty easy compared to the equally 3-star Rufus, Shinra, and the Turks. It's just, like, it has the same issue as the Phantom Thieves of Hearts battle in the Joker Spirit board, in that just so many, like, when you've got, like, 4 or 5 on 1... Nah, I don't want a 4-star Spirit for this. When you have that many people pummeling you, it's like, again, like, the difficulty is that by the time you actually get to Rufus, your damage is just so high that he tends to kill you in one hit. I don't know why. I guess you do fight Jenova in an ice cave, I think. But I forget exactly how you get Shiva in the original FF7. Shiva, from what I've heard, isn't... Oh, I guess because Crystal uses an ice staff, that makes sense. And she's blue and wears a skimpy outfit, I suppose. But yeah, I just don't even know... I think Shiva's not even in the Midgar stage in this game. Oh. Did not get to double Aerith U-boat. Well, there's Crystal gone. So I guess Sephiroth, once again, Sephiroth has killed a love interest with his downward sword stab. Shiva's pretty cool in FF10 though. I think like one of my favorite parts about FF10 with Shiva is that you as the party are doing other stuff while Yuna gets Shiva. So you then end up in this story-based boss fight with Yuna, and then you look into her summon list and you see Shiva there, and she wasn't there before, and you're like, okay, that's interesting, and then you summon her, and she tends to wreck that fight. So it's kind of a pretty fun way to be introduced to a summon. But now, I think, are you the Advent Children or the Crisis Core Bahamut? I'm confused between different ones, but yeah. I'm guessing with the music, you're the Advent Children one. Trade-off attacks. I'm guessing that means that I get, damage percentage increased. But yeah, the Ender Dragon has meant that I am a little bit leery of, giant Ridleys. They are a bit of an issue for me in Spirit Board, so I'm worried about this. But at least this guy's alone and not fought on a tiny stage. With a couple of, like, Enderman allies. It's kind of fitting we're concluding this with Ridley and Sephiroth, because Ridley and Sephiroth are kind of the two, you know, to quote TV tropes, of vile villain saccharine, I don't even know how to pronounce that properly, but show of Smash Bros right now. I don't even know, that's not good. Oh no, 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 no. Aha, nice one.
Victory!
I'm kind of like cry laughing right now, because why'd you do that? You know what? I'm gonna fight him again. That was not how I want to win that. Yes, I completed it and I got that much gold. I am doing this again. That was just, I don't want that to be how you go out. Ridley side fail, I guess. And you know what? Sephiroth needs a handicap this time, so he's gonna fight without his shirt. I had to show this costume at least once. Nah, I guess we'll go for Queen Elincia here. Though I'm sure she really wouldn't want to be helping Sephiroth. But anyway, yeah, that was... I forget which of the quote-unquote sides, like, KO, like, you first, and which KO the enemy first. I think Chrom's has been changed, so it actually KOs Chrom first, or I could be wrong about that. Wow, I'm getting completely pummeled here. I am liking this chargeable recovery, though. Oh, stupid platform. Aha! I poked your head through that. Uh-oh. Oh, that... You got caught on the... Ow. Got caught on the platform there with the final smash. I could be speaking too soon, but for a 4-star, this actually doesn't seem that bad. It's a single giant opponent. Like, normally when giant opponents are alone, they're quite easy to pummel, unless it's Max Brass, who is still quite difficult, but he had a ton of super armor, and it was a stamina battle. Giant opponents in non-stamina, they're quite easy to pummel, so, like, I don't know, they're maybe not exactly the hardest of all fights. Oh wow, see, I got him with the Mega Flare, or whatever it's supposed to be called there. Oh, you can actually make that go further. Am I just gonna, like, completely juggle him off the stage forever? Nope. Oh, I just happened to be invincible in the middle of that. Convenient iframes. Not my intention, but still. Ow. His down air combos into quite a lot of things, because it sort of bounces them off the ground. That was a bad idea. Ah, downward, dashing attack. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was better, that was better. So, I beat Bahamut Zero twice. So, yeah, that's Sephiroth's Spirit Board. Honestly, that was a pretty fun Spirit Board, some great references, and Sephiroth is really fun to play. Like, I don't even know, like, I might even consider maining him, because honestly, he's very, very fun to use. And that'd be another way to get my revenge for all the torment he gave me in Kingdom Hearts 2. So with that, this big barrage of Smash Bros is over, and so next time, well, I don't even know what DLC character will be next, but I'm still really hoping for Crash Bandicoot. I can dream. See you all for whichever DLC character comes next.